Hi, my name's David Kaisel. I'm the proprietor of Capay Mills, specialty grain and milling business based here in Capay Valley. Been operating for almost 6 years now. We grow small amounts of heirloom grains. We work with local farmers to reintroduce small-scale grain production here. And then we mill to order for artisan bakers, restaurants, and retail customers, primarily in the Bay Area, some in Sacramento now, and we actually ship cross-country. We're kind of unique. Flour milling is a scale operation in the commercial sense. Probably the largest food production facilities that exist are flour mills. We, on the other hand, are probably one of the smallest. I mean, you're seeing the two mills here that let us produce theoretically about 300 pounds an hour, 400 pounds an hour of flour. We grow a whole variety of different wheats and mill different wheats. The one I'm probably most proud of and most excited about is the one that's in your box. It's called Øland. It's a wheat that originally was grown on an island called Øland in Sweden, a large island, but it's grown now mainly in Denmark. It's by far the most flavorful one that we offer. It is a class of wheat called a soft red wheat, which is very different from almost anything you find commercially here. Red wheats are typically used for breads. They're typically highly refined and sifted in commodity mills to make bread flour because they have higher protein. This Øland is very different. It has a high protein, but it's much softer, it's much more delicate kind of gluten. And what's interesting about the Øland, it's been grown for hundreds of years. I grow it because one of my first customers, who was a commercial baker, artisan baker, when we first started working together, he said, "Have you ever heard of this stuff?" And I said, "No." And I started looking into it and realized there was a whole cult around this specific variety of wheat, and specifically, it was used by the bakers at Noma restaurant in Copenhagen and was kind of the part of the whole Nordic food movement, was based on this indigenous local wheat to Norway. I really didn't think it would grow here, but I wrote letters off to bakers, growers, to whoever I could find online in Denmark, including Klaus Meyer, who was directed baking at Noma and had moved, was opening his own bakery in New York in Grand Central Station. And he insisted on bringing this grain over with him. He wanted his own supply of locally grown Øland so that he could have the fresh grain for his breads. And so there was a little bit of a supply at University of Vermont. I knew, it turns out there was some research being done to it at the University of Washington, or at Washington State University. And so I managed to get seed from them, both, a couple of pounds, and started growing it. And lo and behold, it really likes growing in California. I didn't think it would grow here. It's so flavorful. It's great for cookies, great for quick breads. Has enough strength to work for breads. It's a little tricky to work with though. It's not like a modern wheat in that it breaks down fairly quickly, so it's ideal for no-knead recipes. The less you handle it, the better. Most of our customers in the Bay Area work with a lot of artisan bakers and restaurants. Obviously the restaurant business has pivoted since spring, but we still work with a few there. In the Sacramento area, we probably our largest customer is Capay Organic through their customer boxes, their CSA boxes. We supply them with flour. We work with Chris at Faria Bakery, who makes probably some of the best baguettes in the area. We work with Upper Crust Bakery in Davis, and recently we started working with Karen Holmes at Karen's Bakery in Folsom, which is an exciting new baker to work with, and it's fun to be in the Folsom area as well. So we're looking forward to expanding more in the Sacramento area.